Welcome back to the Plug to Power platform. Please hit the like on the way in, and I really appreciate all the supporters and contributors to our platform. So today we're examining a case out of Florida that has quickly captured national attention, not because every answer is already known, but because so many important questions remain unanswered. What we have is a parking lot dispute at a Florida Walmart, a confrontation, one gunshot, and one life is lost. And now investigators are faced with determining whether this was a criminal homicide or a legally justified act of self-defense. This report is about following the evidence. Let's get into it.
There was police officers everywhere, and I did hear a woman screaming and crying.
That man was taken to the hospital where he died hours later.
62-year-old Bart DeGuglielmo shot and killed.
Female shot someone outside in the parking lot. Both subjects were fighting over a parking spot.
According to investigators, the incident began in the parking lot of a Walmart in North Lauderdale, Florida. Authorities say the confrontation started over a parking space. Some of what happened has been captured on cell phone video that has circulated widely online. However, it is important to remember something that often gets lost once footage goes viral. The public video does not capture the beginning of the encounter. Keep that in mind. By the time recording starts, the argument is already underway. That means investigators are likely working with a much larger body of evidence than the public has seen. The cell phone video shows a woman outside her vehicle with a handgun already drawn. She appears to be backing away while keeping the firearm pointed at the man later identified as Bart DeGuglielmo. The man continues speaking while moving in her direction. At different points, he appears to approach and then change direction before again moving towards the lady. And then finally, a single gunshot is fired.
Witnesses say the woman then managed to slip into the spot anyway. The woman is then seen getting out of her car, phone in one hand, gun in the other, yelling at DeGuglielmo, who appears to be yelling back. He's then seen walking toward her as she points the gun at him. She backs up several times, gun leveled. She retreats around a car. He follows. An eyewitness says the woman repeatedly warned him she'll shoot if he keeps coming at her. He appears to leave, but then quickly returns. And then she opens fire, shooting DeGuglielmo.
The man collapses. The woman remains at the scene and later tells investigators that she acted in self-defense. No matter where anyone stands on this case, one fact should remain clear. A 1-minute video rarely tells the entire story. This is where the investigation truly begins. Investigations are likely trying to answer questions, including what was said before anyone pressed record. Did either person make threats? Who first exited their vehicle? Did either person attempt to end the confrontation? In other words, was there de-escalation or attempts to de-escalate? What additional surveillance exists? Were there independent witnesses? What do the 911 recordings reveal? Were there previous moments of physical contact that the cell phone video does not show? These are not minor details. These details could become central to determining whether deadly force was legally justified. Florida is one of the states most closely associated with self-defense law. But there's also a misconception. Many people hear the words, "stand your ground," and assume that any confrontation automatically becomes legally protected. That's not how the law works. Investigators will still have to determine whether the person using deadly force reasonably believed it was necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm. That analysis depends on evidence, not public opinion. The cell phone video is only one piece. It's a large piece, but it's only one piece. Investigators will likely review Walmart surveillance footage, additional cell phone or dash cam recordings, right? Witness statements, others in the area during the time, any and all 911 calls, crime scene measurements, forensics, etc. That would include firearm evidence, also autopsy findings, and also highly important, toxicology reports. Every one of those pieces helps reconstruct the events leading up to the shooting. And together, they may tell a very different story than the short clip that is circulating online and, in big media. One aspect of this investigation deserves special attention: stress. Human beings under extreme stress don't always perceive events the way a camera records them. Fear can alter perception. Time can seem to slow down. Distance can feel shorter, or distance can feel longer. Decision making can become compressed into seconds, in a life or death situation. That doesn't determine, guilt, nor does it determine innocence, but it simply reminds us that investigators must evaluate both the physical evidence and the human experience during those final moments, during those critical moments. This case is about far more than a parking lot dispute. It's about how investigators reconstruct the truth. It's about how prosecutors evaluate claims of self-defense. And it's about the responsibility all of us have to avoid reaching conclusions before all the evidence becomes public. In today's world, viral clips often shape public opinion long before investigators finish their work. But justice requires patience, folks. So, as the investigation continues, we here on this platform, at the Plug to Power platform, will continue to follow evidence, not rumors. We'll report what's been confirmed, and we'll explain the law in plain language, best of our abilities. And we'll keep asking questions that, deserve answers. Because good investigations don't begin with conclusions. They begin with questions. And that's the stage we're at now. So this is Kev, and thank you for coming back to the Plug to Power Network. If you appreciate fact-based reporting that takes the time to separate evidence from speculation, consider subscribing and joining the conversation below. Until next time, we'll see you around.